Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Pilates with Pooja. Today's video is gonna be all about my 5-day journey to get into a full split. Now, let's get to it. This is day one, and whoa, day one was very difficult. I was just trying to get that leg as close to my head as possible, but whoa, was it difficult. And you can see that my knees are bending. I can hardly reach my toes with my hands. And yeah, first day was really difficult. I'm just glad I turned up for the second day. So but this does get interesting, and I finally get into the full split towards the end of the video. But yeah, the beginning was quite difficult, and in day two, again, just like day one, I was still struggling very much to just get my leg as close to my head as possible, and it was just not happening without my knees bending. And I had almost given up on on the idea of getting into a full split, and I was just hoping that I would be able to put at least some video on YouTube on Saturday. And then on day 3, things were beginning to look up a little bit, and I could touch my toes and get them towards my head pretty better than the previous day. And I was beginning to get a little bit confidence into the idea of getting me into a full split. Here I was still bending my knee, so I wasn't really sure if I was gonna get into the full split towards the end of the routine or not. So yeah, so the beginning first 3 days were quite difficult for me, emotionally, physically, everything. Now day 4, I think day 4 went better because my hamstrings relatively were opened up from the first 3 days of training. And on day 4, I was definitely feeling more comfortable stretching my leg towards my head, and now I was feeling better. I was getting more confident, and I think I could get into the full split more definitely after that. And yeah, here I was definitely like not even bending my knees or anything. So that was really good. Now coming to my fifth day 5 video, which I actually uploaded, and definitely my hamstrings had loosened up so well. You can see here I'm not even bending my knee, and my leg is pretty close towards my head. So yay, I think that's really good progress for me, and I was happy that I could get my toes towards my head as much as possible. And the hip lift, however, came quite easily to me. Now again, coming to day 1, to just simply trying to touch my nose to my knees, which was another attempt to loosen up my hamstrings. And again, like day 1, it was very difficult. There was such a big gap between my nose and my knees. Day 2, it was the same thing, as you can see over here, but at least I was trying my best to push myself down further and just trying to breathe while I'm still there. And now on day 3, I think I could touch my nose towards my knee and just at least go down there for a few seconds. So day 3, day 3 was really well. Day 3 really gave me the confidence that this video is gonna go on YouTube on Saturday. So yeah, and day 4, I think I definitely could stay down for a good 10 to 20 seconds, which was good enough. And day 5, I was down there for a good enough time, good enough to finally get me into a full split. So yeah, this was exciting. This was quite an exciting journey for me. Now you can see the 3-legged downward dog that I was trying to attempt. On the first day, I was not very confident. I wasn't going quite high enough. Day 2, even. On day 3, I could stretch my leg up really well and even stack it on the other hip really well. So, nah, and day 4 was obviously, it was quite good. After day 4, I basically decided that I would do the video on day 5 because I was able to get into the full split quite easily. Day 5 downward dog though was amazing, as you can see. Now coming to my low lunge on day 1, which was where I was in complete bad posture, which I later realized after watching the video and wondering why my knees are paining. And I did that, and now while getting into the half split position, my knees were paining like anything. So if you are trying to do this, remember to keep a soft pillow or something below your knee. That will really help. And yeah, so here I was just trying to get more deeper into my hamstrings. Like here I actually had to stop and try to get more deep by touching my nose to my knees and increase that stretch in the hamstrings, which was just brutal. And yeah, but I did it anyway. Yeah, again you can see how I'm having a hard time over here, but just having a goal during this lockdown period, like to achieve a full split by the end of 5 days, kept me going, and I really like that. So yeah, as you can see, I am again in bad posture, and just my knees were hurting and I had bruises all over my knees, but I kept going because I have been wanting to get into a full split for my entire life, and finally after 23 years of living on this earth, I achieved the full split. So I am on cloud 9. So yeah, so this was an amazing experience for me, mentally, physically, and spiritually, because I gained trust in myself and that I can push myself beyond limits. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video of me transitioning into a full split. I've taken a lot of effort to get into the full split, and even if you don't, it's fine. I mean, I had fun. So yeah, and here you can see again, I think this is day 4 of the low lunge and half split, and I'm definitely doing a better posture. My knees my knees have lost all kind of sense of touch, and I would just forget to get anything to keep below my knees and would do the routine anyway. So yeah, don't do that, please. Learn from my mistakes. And on day 5 it went really well. I could push myself down into that low lunge. I was in right posture, and yeah, it went pretty well on day 5. Now coming to day 1 ka, finally the split. So on day 1 I'm not lying, and I'm also not trying to boast, but I was surprised that I could get into the full split, because I literally had no expectation that I would get into the full split, but I did. And I thought about it, that it's probably because I do quite a lot of stretching of my hamstrings because they are usually quite tight. And day 2 went well, but the duration was quite low. Like for 20-30 seconds I could sit in the full split position. That definitely changed on day 3. On day 3 I think I could sit in the full split for 50 seconds. And yeah, if you want to find out the workout routine with detailed instructions, it's right there. You can click on the eye and go and watch that video, and just get to know how I got into this full split with a detailed description, step by step description of how you can achieve it. And it's a pretty relaxing video, so I'm quite sure you will enjoy it. So yeah, this is finally day 4, where I decided that the next day I'm gonna shoot this whole video. And yeah, so this is a pretty exciting experience for me. On day 4, I was very comfortable sitting in the full split, where I sat in the full split for 1 minute and 10 seconds. So, yay, me! And yeah, we've come towards the end of the video. This is day 5 where I actually got into the full split. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed my 5-day journey to get into the full split. And yeah, if you like this video, do subscribe to me on YouTube and hit the bell icon so you don't miss another video that I put up, and connect with me on Instagram at Pilates with Pooja. That's it for today. Bye bye.